Hey, good morning, everybody, or afternoon, depending on when you're watching, or good night. I guess it might be at night too. This is the first video I'm doing with you all this course. We are going to be starting and getting on course to your success. It is going to be the first of four. I'm planning 4 lectures per chapter. The first lecture that today we're going to be doing taking the first step. Just a couple of housekeeping kind of things. In your book, the printed book, you will not see this 1.1, but in each chapter is divided into 4 distinct areas. And in the online book, and that you have access to this book online, this is where I'm getting it. It is the online text. It's going to be 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 in those 4 sections. In chapter 2, it'll be 2.1, 2.2, and so on. So in this first one, we're going to be doing taking the first step. I'm not going to read the text to you, but I'm going to highlight a few things, comment, and this will lead you into 2 things. One, you're going to do 4 journal entries per chapter. So this will take you up to that journal entry. So my goal is that you will watch this video lecture and you'll be ready to do your journal entry. You'll also be ready to begin the discussion, and I'm still in the throes, but I think I'm going to have 1 discussion per chapter, but it'll have several questions, and I'll probably do it 1.1, 1.2, 2.1, 2.2, so that we only have to set up 1 discussion, and that's how you're going to go in and show me that you're checking into the class, reading. You're going to be posting and replying. For the chapter discussions, you don't have to post first. You can go right in and see what people are saying, so that you can continue the thread. Alrighty? And the online discussions for the chapter, my goal is that this is your time to get together and share ideas, learn from each other. It's like a class discussion, all right? If we were in a face-to-face, I'd be discussing this and put you in groups. So that's what the discussion is going to be. And you'll do that on 4 areas, but in 1 discussion group, all right? That'll affect the attendance points. I know everybody likes to be graded, so I'm going to use that for the attendance and participation and all of that, all right? The journal entries are just you. Now, I'm not a psychologist, so share whatever you would like. I'm not grading you on your feelings and all of that. I'm grading you on the thoughtfulness, how much you put into it. But don't share anything with me that you don't want me to know. I'm a very closed mouth, but I want you to be able to work through things. And sometimes you might want to say, gee, I need to think about this more. And think about it more. It's all right. You don't have to let me know exactly the thought. Okay? Hopefully it'll come out in the wash, as my mom would have said. Okay, so we're going to start right here. 1.1, taking the first step. We're going to come back to this because this is actually on page 9 in your text. So I will come back to this. And the first thing that I want to do, and now we are on page 2 of your printed text, this is the question I want you to start thinking about. What does success mean to you? Not what did. What does success mean to you? Now, the reason the author is asking this, you'll see it below. But I want you to start thinking about what does success mean to you. Okay? And you could even go back and say, what did it mean to you at a certain point? All right? So there are some typical answers. And the answers will typically fall into a category called outer success and inner success. And outer success are exactly what you might think by the definition. What can be seen? I can see a grade on a transcript. I can see a college degree. I can see those things. I can sense popularity. Inner success is enjoying learning, values, family, for example. For me, one way that I gauge my success is, how's my family doing? And what can I do to help that? So those are more inner things. I can't touch it, but you certainly know if it's there. Okay, so when you're thinking about what success means to you, be thinking about this. Okay, by the way, I need to add here, I don't want to give you a whiplash, my expectation is that you are reading every word in the text. And that might seem daunting, but let me tell you, as you read a little bit, and it's a very easy read. Okay, so this is what success means to you. Okay, all right. So in this course, we're going to learn and apply proven strategies that help us create our own success. And we're going to talk about this more in concrete terms. But success can be academic, personal, professional. I might add spiritual. You can have economic. And when I say that, there are a lot of ways that you can learn success. For example, um, we all can do many things. So professionally, I really like teaching. It's not the most money I could make. I could have another profession, but economically, it's successful enough for me, happy enough. All right, personally, I can do things. So most of these touch on each other, but there can be academic, personal, spiritual, professional, emotional, mental success. All of these things come into play. Okay, so you, we, but each of us will learn and apply proven strategies to help us create our own success. Okay? All right. So now we're going to ask, then what are the essential ingredients of success? And that's going to take us to what's going to be called 1.1b, the power of choice. Okay? So I'm highlighting what I've read this, and I'm highlighting what I really want you to focus on, but you need to read again. My expectation is you're reading everything. So the main ingredient in all success is wise choices. All right? This is what the author is saying. I happen to agree. That's why I'm highlighting it. This is not earth-shattering. Take a moment. Put it on pause. Take a moment. What have you done in the past that led you to what you define as success? What led you there? What choice did you make? When were you not successful or unhappy or fill in the blank? What did you choose that led you there? When you start, in French I'd say concretizing, when you start really digging deep and asking those questions and coming up with honest answers, then you'd be surprised how powerful you become to choose and act on your choices. Okay? I don't want to preach. I just want to let you know how I'm understanding it. You might understand it a bit differently. So that leads into this. Someone once said, if you keep doing what you've been doing, you'll keep getting what you've been getting. Sounds kind of like Mystery Man-ish, but it's true. If you don't change, don't expect a different outcome. I've got 3 daughters. One of my daughters is fond of saying, and she's probably gotten it from someone else, and I've probably heard it before too, the definition of crazy, insanity, is doing the same thing but expecting a different outcome. How many of us are guilty of doing the same thing and getting angry or frustrated because we have the same outcome? You're going to have to choose something different. Okay? Okay, so what we're going to be doing here is looking at writing a great life. And I like that. I might have changed that to write and author. You become your own author. All right. To do that, and I mentioned it just a moment ago in this lecture, you're going to be journal writing. And by the way, you're going to be journal writing in this Mind Tap area online. You won't be doing it on a physical piece of paper, but online. That's where I'll look at it. Again, please remember, I want you to use college writing. That I do. I know LOLs and no, just write normally and slowly. If you write more academically, it kind of slows you down and it helps you think. Okay, so journal writing is a way to explore your life in depth and discover your best self. You discover your best self. Your best friend is going to say, oh boy, Ray, this is what you do. Oh, John, or Mary. No, you are going to discover things about yourself. And that self-awareness, which is what it is, will enable you to make wise choices about what to keep and what to change. Remember that definition of insanity, okay? So you're going to write this guided journal. And I need you to read all of this. You can read as well as I can. I'm just trying to focus you on a few things. So you can do many of these things. And I'm telling you, I grew up with some men in the church I attend, and one of them journals. And he's a man's man, let me tell you, but it allows him to stop and assess where he is. He is not the richest man I know in money, but he's probably the richest man I know in self-awareness and self-esteem. Very calm because he knows who he is, why he's doing what he's doing. Good man of integrity. And I think the journaling has helped him to do that. So I'm going to ask you to assess yourself because I think it will help. Okay, so before we examine the choices of successful students, and we're going to get those down below, I want you to take a few minutes to complete the self-assessment questionnaire, not on the next 2 pages, but again, in the online. Use the Mind tab. It is very well done. It helps you to focus and organize. So please use that. So you're going to go down and you're going to do the self-assessment. It tells you where to go, and you're going to do all of this. Please take your time. It doesn't take a lot of time, but think about things that you do and why you do them and how you do them. And they're good focus questions. There's a nice little scoring sheet, so you're going to do that, and then you're going to interpret your scores. Okay, on page 9, I think in your book, let me scoot over in case you want to be in your book. On page 9 in your book, well, yeah, it is page 9. There are the choices of successful students. I have a note here. What did the note say? Yeah. That was my question. See, I have to. So where are you in all of this? Do you accept personal responsibility, or do you see yourself as a victim? Do you discover self-motivation, or do you have difficulty remaining motivated? And so forth. I need you, each of you, to look at these choices of a successful or of a struggling student, and not just a student, of people in general. Where do you work? Are people getting ahead? What are they doing? Are people always in trouble? And I mean not getting ahead. What are they doing? Are you getting promoted or not? Does someone you know not get promoted? What's the package deal? My mom used to say there are 3 sides to every story, and there might be more. Your side, my side, and then somewhere in the middle is probably the right side. So, and when I say right, I mean honest. And if we really were to look at everything honestly, I'm probably a little right and I'm probably a little wrong. So that's what I want you to do. Dig deep and really figure out where you are in all of this. Okay? Okay, so there's some forks in the road. Why are these 8 qualities? And the 8 qualities, again, I don't want to give you a whiplash here, but these are the 8 qualities. Let me scroll down. Don't get whiplash. These are the 8 qualities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There should be another one. Okay, that's what these qualities are. Why are they so important? Because they shape our choices. And in this course, if you haven't already noticed, if you've taken, and it's a good idea to look at your texts and all your classes to see kind of what the scope is. This book will go over accepting responsibility, interdependence, all of those kind of good things that we need to choose well on so that we can get the outcomes that we would like. That's what I would define kind of a success. All right, and I'm talking about moral, legal outcomes here. All right, okay, so go ahead and read this and figure out what these choices are. And again, where are you in all of these stories? Where are you in all of these quotes? Where are you? And where would you like to be? In the welcome video, I said, where are you? Where would you like to go? How are you going to get there? This course really will help you do that. Okay? So, good. So a few words of encouragement. In this journal, you'll be taking a personal journey. Personal, that means yourself. You've got to decide. Okay, designed to help you develop empowering beliefs and behaviors that will help you maximize your potential and achieve the outcomes and experience you desire. Now, I'm big about not being self-centered. I think, well, that's editorializing, but I think most problems in relationships come from people being self-centered. This is not self-centered. You maximizing your potential to get where you want to go and your person, that's not self-centered. It is much, in my mind, it's much more taking personal responsibility for where you are, how you got there, where you want to go. I happen to believe it's nice to travel with people, but that relationship, and I guess I could say it here, it would be germane. a relationship is only healthy if everybody in the relationship is healthy.